Millionaire Habits video. Alright, so a lot of people out there may be wondering, what is the purpose of a video like this? And the purpose of a video like this is to see, are you in alignment with money? Are you in alignment with what the rest of millionaires are out there doing? Things like becoming a millionaire don't just happen by chance. You don't just happen upon $1 million. Most of us anyways, which we'll get into that in the later part of the video. The point of this video is to see, how do you stack up? Do these habits sound like you? In addition, we tend to go in the direction of the 5 people that we keep closest to us. So if these things don't sound like you, and these things don't sound like the habits of the 5 people you keep closest to you, well, if you want to be in alignment with wealth, you know what time it is. So before we get started recording this, let's get a couple housekeeping things out of the way. One about me and one about millionaires in general. So what is a millionaire? A millionaire is someone who has made $1 million, right? Like no shit, right? Wrong. A millionaire is someone who has kept $1 million, whether that be through stocks, bonds, the value of their home, 401k, or what have you. Let's talk about me, because I mean, this is my channel. Like, can I talk about me a little bit? Y'all mind if I praise God real quick? Some people have explicitly stated it, and other people, you just kind of get vibes in from them. And it's like, Casey, why is this so important to you? Why do you talk about this so much? Why do you care so much? You know, you already have so much. You got your house, you got your paid for car, you know, you've got a good income. Why do you need more? And really, I had to just be honest with myself and say, you know, why do I need more? And it comes down to a couple things. One of them being, you don't want to fall behind on things like your money or your health. And when you start to get ahead by so much more than what is necessary to absolutely just maintain yourself, it just becomes a game to you. It becomes fun, and you just start kind of gaming it. You know, I released that little glitch on my Instagram, and that was kind of fun, you know, going and getting paid $3 to buy a drink. You know, those are little fun things to me. It's kind of like, you know, I used to game back in the day. People who know me personally, you know, it's like, if you go to this part of the map, you know, you can get $3, it's a glitch or whatever. That's kind of how I treat it at this point. But you do see people that are in a very bad way, like just examples from my recent past. I'm driving to work and I see this person just broken down in a minivan. Their stuff is up in smoke, and it's like, I don't have to deal with that. You know, I go to the hospital and I see people that are literally, you know, about to perish at age 45, which for me, that is less than 20 years away. You know, do I want to perish in 20 years, or do I want to work hard right now on my health? You know, so that's why these topics are very important to me. In addition, this is maybe unpopular opinion, but the second reason why things like this are very important to me is because, I mean, the way that I see corporations, I'm not a huge fan of corporations, but I think they have their utility. But at the same time, just coming from my ethnic background, I look at corporations and I'm like, that shit kind of looks like a plantation. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks like slavery to me, and I don't want to be a part of it for any longer than I need to be a part of it. Legitimately, man, like when I look at these corporations and just being stuck in that just machine, it looks like they turn me into Kunta Kinte. That's why I hate debt. I'm not trying to be Kunta Kinte out there on the plantation, working day in and day out, you know, sweating in the sun, doing all this stuff, when I could just make better choices and get out of that meat grinder. So anyways, there's a little bit of insight into me, and let's get into some of these habits. I want to start out the video with just a couple of ones that were a little bit surprising to me. Now this one is pretty surprising. Number one is 33% of people that become millionaires never made above $100,000 of household income. Now that means if you had 2 people working, they didn't make combined $100,000. So man and woman, man and man, whatever you guys do out there, less than $100,000. That is not something that you would expect. Like, most people expect that somebody who's a millionaire, they just make, you know, $200,000 a year, and you know, they're going on all these vacations and they're just spending a bunch of money, but they just have so much coming in that they end up becoming a millionaire just by brute forcing it, which is not the case for a lot of these millionaires. 33% of them, as we see, did not make very much money during their career, but they kept it. They kept it, that's the point. And really, guys out there with less capital, like, you don't understand the power of capital until you really have some. Like, I can feel it coming on, you know. I started my career with debt, and now I'm starting to move into the point where I have capital, and it's just like, you can leverage it to make so many things move in your life. For example, if I want to take myself back to grad school, if I go ahead and save up that capital, I can just boom, increase my income by investing in myself with that capital, or I can do a whole lot of other things. So keep your capital, hold it dear, because you might need it one day. Number 2, 85% of millionaires go to the grocery store with a shopping list. And this one just seems like a very easy habit to implement because, I mean, we all have a freaking computer in our phone. So like, there's no reason for you to not have a shopping list. Even if you just don't even think about like the budgeting aspect of it. I mean, even just like, I'm not trying to drive like 15 minutes back to the store because I forgot some mustard. Like, I'm not trying to waste 30 minutes of my day on mustard. Speaking of the grocery store, number 3, 93% use coupons, which seems a little bit like, oh man, like only old people use coupons, or people that want to keep their money. But on that note, it is kind of funny. The next one, number 4, 80% of millionaires don't become millionaires until they are over 50 years old. So yeah, 93% of millionaires using coupons makes a little bit more sense in that context, just because these millionaires kept their money, so they're probably cheap, and they were probably over 50. So they're probably cheap old people if you're talking about millionaires. Number 5 is 76% of millionaires exercise 4 times a week. Now, I could do an entire video on this, and I think I will when I have time, but just the benefits to your mental health, just knowing that, you know, I look good, and I wasn't saying that about myself. I'm not that cocky, like, I kind of am, that's a lie. There are just so many benefits to that exercise, like self-confidence, literally just like having a better functioning brain. You know, a good functioning brain should be in a good functioning body. And in addition to that, you know, eating right, keeping your health up. It's also a good way to exercise your willpower and your discipline. I mean, your discipline in one aspect of your life carries over into the other aspects of your life. They say that if you'll quit at one thing, you'll quit at everything. So it goes vice versa there. Number 6, in a study, they asked millionaires to rank from 0 to 100. 100 being the most important, 0 being the least important. They asked them to rank how important having automated savings was to their wealth creation. And out of 100, the millionaires ranked it on average 82. So in other words, they thought that it was very important for them to have automated savings. And a lot of us already have automated bills, but we don't have automated bills that bring money back to ourselves. So that is a small habit, which was in my last video, that a lot of people that were millionaires, this is kind of where that idea comes from. They subscribe to that idea and they do it automatically. Number 8, this one is probably gonna hurt someone on the far left's feelings a little bit. So, you know, get your box of tissues out. But number 8 is 86% of millionaires work 50 hours or more at their job or occupation per week. A little validation there that hard work works. A lot of these people may be business owners. They may be working way north of 50 hours a week. And that is just a little bit of validation here that hard work works. You know, you put in that overtime, you put in just those hours, you know, self-development, things of that nature, and you eventually get there. Number 9, coming on the heels of the Super Bowl. Number 9 is that 67% of millionaires watch less than 1 hour of TV a day. Now, you're watching this financial video and you're getting yourself in alignment with money. I would consider that more education, maybe slightly entertainment, but just watching something that's uneducational, uninformative, something that is designed to make someone else money rather than make you money, and likely distract you from your main purpose and main goal in life, that is something that millionaires do not subscribe to. They don't do it. Most of these millionaires are focused on being on the TV rather than looking at the TV. That brings us into number 10, which is 88% of millionaires read at least 30 minutes a day, and it's focused on self-education. Videos like this, things that bring you in alignment with money, things that bring you in alignment with your goals, and just things that are constructive to your life in general, whether it be health, spirituality, or things of that nature, something that's going to just make your life better. Number 11, somebody's gonna have to get out the tissues for this one, and it is 78% of millionaires were born poor or middle class. Now, basically what that would tell me is that 22% of those people were born rich and likely inherited their money. 78% of them did not inherit their money, according to this study. And what does that tell us? That just tells us that we are not stuck in place. We are not stagnant in this country. If you look at people's behaviors, how much people just spend, how much money flows in this country, Getting 1 million of those dollars to flow towards you, it is a task, but it is not impossible. And it does not matter where you came from. You can get it done. And if you say that you will get it done, you will get it done. But if you say that you won't get it done because of how you were born, I bet you're right. I bet you won't get it done. Number 12, and I think I would be in this category once I make it to my status, but number 12 is 53% of millionaires say that they were obsessed with being a millionaire before they became a millionaire. Now, this just makes sense. If you are obsessed with something, you will come about that thing eventually, or you'll get closer to it and closer to it and closer to it every single day until eventually you just get there, you arrive. It's just the fact of the way things are. If you hold an obsession in your mind for long enough, eventually, boom, you will bump into that thing. You will arrive at that thing when you're meant to arrive at that thing. So just keep your head up and you will get there. Whatever that thing is out there that you want, it might not even be money, it might be something else, but you're gonna get there if you hold that obsession and you just stay crazy. Number 13, on average, these millionaires that were surveyed saved 23% of their income. Now, a lot of people's 401k match is say 3%, so they put in 3% and they end up saving 6%. Look, 6% is not gonna get you there. I put in exactly 3% because I can get 100% return on my money with that match, but that's a video for another time. But I also invest a lot outside of my 401k. So 6%, 3%, 5%, it's not gonna get you there. These people on average invested 23%, and that's what got them there. I'm personally aiming for like 50 to 60, but that's just because I'm a little bit abnormal, and I will admit that. Number 14, don't be afraid to start a business. You can start a pretty low risk business. You can start something like this YouTube channel. If this ever monetizes, all I did was buy camera equipment. What's the worst thing that could happen? I mean, some embarrassment on the internet, and I bought some camera equipment. Camera equipment holds its value pretty well. I can sell it to somebody who's better at YouTube and can actually make some money on it, and you know, what happened? I learned a lot, I taught you guys a little bit, and that's the worst that could happen. This is a low risk business venture. Anyways, the point is 66% of millionaires own their own business. That is definitely something to be noted. There's a lot more that I could say about that as far as how America treats business owners versus employees. And my view on things like that is just take a step back, look at the way things are in America. You can either complain about it, which if you're going out to vote, you should complain about it, or you can look at the way things are and you can leverage those things to your advantage. Give you another example. We all know that people with good connections in life tend to make more money throughout their lifetime. Now, one approach is to complain about it and say, you know, this guy only got ahead because he knew certain people. Or the other approach is to be that guy or girl or whatever you are, be that person, know those people, have those connections, and get ahead in life. That's what I plan to do. I mean, you can do what you want to do, I guess. If you had to guess, how much would you say that millionaires spend on their vacation? Going to the Bellagio, going to Vegas, and just, you know, living it up? Well, 81% of millionaires spent less than $10,000 on vacation in the past year. So honestly, as a millionaire, $10,000, even if you're just exactly a millionaire, that's what, 1% of your net worth? That is not a big percentage of your net worth to be spending on vacations. So basically what I am saying is millionaires do not spend a large percentage of their money on things like vacations and luxuries. Once your net worth and your income gets bigger, you can kind of start to inflate your lifestyle a little bit proportionally. But until that happens, millionaires tend to keep their spending in check relative to how much they make and relative to how much they have. It's a lot lower by percentage and by design until they have more. Then they start to spend a little bit more. Number 16, thank you to all of those people who actually stayed to the end of my videos. If you're still here, we're gonna play a little prank on the people who just comment on my videos and don't actually watch them. Comment your shoe size down below and say, I want to enter the giveaway. It's gonna confuse them. They're not gonna know why. There's no real giveaway. I don't have any money, guys, but I barely have a net worth to my name. Just comment your shoe size down below, though. It'll be funny. Like all those investment channels that don't actually watch my videos, it'll be funny. We'll play a little prank on them. I'll pin a comment that asks if you stayed until the end. This will be funny, trust me. Anyways, smart investing. So a lot of people come at me at work and they're like, dude, isn't investing just kind of like gambling? Like, why are you gambling so much of your money? And here's how investing could be like gambling. All right, let's do a little gambling game really quick. All right, I'm gonna give you $220, okay? I'm gonna give you $220, but every 3 months, you have to give me $1.16. And it never ends. You just have to continue to give me $1.16. But here's the gamble. You get to keep all of that money if McDonald's goes out of business. That, what I described to you, is exactly what investing in McDonald's stock is. In addition, McDonald's will likely become worth more money over time, so really you would owe me back more than $220. So that's what investing is. A lot of people do not see it that way. They don't see that, you know, the investors are the people who own these companies. You know, you walk down the street and you see business, real estate, home, commercial real estate. There's people that own that, and those people that own that are the wealthy ones. And that's just kind of easy to imagine. I mean, the people who own all of those establishments, the homes that people live in, the homes that they live in, those are the wealthy people. Money's just a way that we convey the value of those things. So when you go and you buy things that are perpetually valuable, you become wealthy. That's just how it works. We finally made it to number 17, and I'd like to once again thank you guys for staying for the entire video. And number 17 is that 74% of millionaires spent $0 on gambling last year. That should tell you something. Before you guys leave, if you guys could just like the video, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. All of those things are free, and it just puts me in your sub box so that next time I release a video, you might see it, you might learn something from it. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and have a good day.